Well, last night we were talking about the different types of jobs one liked, and I said I liked cattle work better because it wasn't a repetition of the same job over and over, the same thing over and over. It might have been that I've been doing it for years that's made the difference, I suppose.
Edinburgh District Hospital. Oh yes, flying doctor has arranged to pick up the patient at the airstrip, 4:30 p.m, and will then take him back to Broken Hill Hospital. Yes, that's right, we'll see you at the airstrip.
And he had these two old camels. Well, about the early 50s he gave this away and bought a vehicle, so that would be about the last time camels would have been seen in Tibooburra, I think, except in the one today. Sort of brought back old times when...
John Altham is a telecom lineman. His job takes him over Gibber Plain and Sandhill country to remote corners of the Australian outback.
VZ2BE City Base to Private Com Mobile 76. VZ2BE City Base to Private Com Mobile 76. Do you read, John? Over.
Mobile 76, reading you loud and clear, over.
Good morning, John. How are you today? What's your location, John? Over.
Along the pipeline to Moomba between valve 4 and valve 2, over.
Here is a pipeline which starts nowhere, the scarred earth tracing the path it follows, already half hidden by new growth. It has its beginnings in the gas fields of the Cooper Basin in South Australia and carries natural gas intended for industrial and domestic use in Sydney, Newcastle and Wollongong. A microwave radio system to control and monitor the flow of gas has been constructed along the route by Telecom Australia.
John, on your way past 2, would you check the low gas alarm? It came up last night. Over.
Roger, the low gas alarm at site 2. We'll check that, over.
This microwave system is not part of the National Telecom Network, which handles everyday telephone, telex and television transmissions. Rather, it is a system specifically set up to meet the needs of the Pipeline Authority, who to a very great extent depend on it for the smooth and economic operation of their pipeline.
This pipeline, the one from Moomba to Sydney, is the first to be built by the Pipeline Authority. And as natural gas pipelines go, it's quite a big one. Its diameter is 86 centimetres, and throughout its 1,300 kilometres of length, it passes through 3 states of Australia: Queensland, South Australia and New South Wales. The pipeline will be able to carry 3 million cubic metres of natural gas a day, with nothing more than the wellhead pressure at Moomba to drive the gas the long way from Moomba to Sydney.
Far inland, where the 3 states meet, is the area known as the Corner Country, a lonely and often desolate region now crossed by the pipeline, where summer temperatures may rise to 50 degrees Celsius. Merging into the landscape some 300 kilometres north of Broken Hill is Tibooburra, which can lay claim to being the most isolated town in New South Wales. Piles of granite boulders surround and invade this town, which grew out of the gold rush in the 1880s. To the early diggers, it was known as the Granites, while to the Aboriginal, Tibooburra meant rocks or heaps of boulders. This friendly community has been a centre for John Altham's activities for several years, while he's ranged the whole length of the pipeline. But soon he'll move on to other areas, other projects.
Hello, darling.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How was your trip?
Tiring.
Tiring, was it?
We saw Teddy Rick, Site 4.
Did you?
It's fine. What's the tea?
To these people, the telephone exchange and the post office are an essential and sometimes the only link with the world beyond the horizon.
Thanks, Ulrich.
No problems at all.
I'll give you these here. I don't know, manager for jail. I think say what I was doing.
That's all you got.
Len Kelly has been postmaster in Tibooburra since the early 1950s.
In them days, of course, it wasn't so busy as what it is today. We did have a lot more people. There was 200 or more people in Tibooburra. Today we only have approximately 150. We only had one channel out going to Burke and an old radio telephone which we used to work with for Broken Hill. We have approximately today about 17 subs, and in those days when I took over we only had 5 or 6. The furthest one would be 16 miles. It seemed to be okay, everything worked.
Hello. Oh, Bill, how are you, mate? Where are you? In Broken Hill? Oh, beauty, mate. Well, I'll come down and pick you up. I'll probably be down there.
We do have problems with it's not so bad at the moment because we have all the lines operating between Tibooburra Burke and Broken Hill Tibooburra, which is 2 each way, of course. But when we've had the floods early in the year and in 74, 75, these Burke lines were out for anything up to 12, 18 months. We couldn't use them on account of the flood water, and this caused great problems.
This microwave system, though constructed to serve the pipeline's needs, will probably form the basis for a future development of better communications to the many scattered homesteads and the several communities in proximity to the system. But that is a thing for the future.
Anyway, off we go. Over to you, Catherine. You're first this week. Mother, 10, 6, her, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over.
Their only direct communication with the outside world through the Flying Doctor radio service, Murty Murty and Bollard's Lagoon are isolated properties across the border in South Australia, each embracing some 400,000 hectares, their home and livelihood, for brothers Ted and George Reek and their families.
Well, the horse is getting a bit like me. He's getting a bit too old, I think.
I'll tie my horse up to this truck.
By the time he props around that flat with 13 stone on him, do it.
He's taking you.
With tails on him in the shoulders, you know. They
All right,
go in
hold
the
on.
shoulders after a year or two.
Airline! Airline! There's John. Come on, you better put the billy on. Right, then.
Here was a halfway point. Through the good-natured cooperation of this family, the homestead became a staging camp for staff travelling between Tibooburra, the Moomba gas field and telecom sites along the way.
Yes, well, when the gas pipeline chaps came around, they really made it very busy for us, of course. We normally had a reasonable busy time, but when they came here, well, they popped up a normal outgoing calls from about 800 to 1,000 to 2,500 a month. This was only outgoing, well,
The natural gas, which has brought so much activity to these isolated areas, is trapped 3,000 metres beneath these desolate wastes in sandstone deposited some 250 million years ago. Tapped by the diamond drills of the huge rigs, gas from the self-contained outpost at Moomba has since 1969 supplied Adelaide, and in 1976 commenced flowing to Sydney.
The Moomba gas treatment plant has been established to process gas from the Moomba, Gigialpa and Big Lake fields, and in time it will process gas from other fields in the area. Natural gas is essentially methane. The function of our plant is to remove 3 undesirable constituents, namely liquid hydrocarbons, carbon dioxide and water. The liquid hydrocarbons are very similar in nature and appearance to gasoline, and these, obtained in relatively small quantities, are used as fuel in our boilers. The greater part of the plant is used for removal of carbon dioxide, which, if left in the gas, would adversely affect its burning qualities and heating value.
This instrument measures the heating value of the gas by measuring the incoming air temperature, and after the air and gas mixture has been burned, the outgoing air temperature is measured, and the difference in temperature is the actual heating or calorific value of the gas.
This information and other data from the computers at Moomba is channelled into the microwave terminal station erected close to the plant. Altogether, 30 repeater stations were established to link this system with the existing nationwide microwave network. Most of these are constructed close to pipeline valves, which are far removed from mains power and all-weather roads, making access very difficult.
This is the first of the 4 underground repeaters in the Sandhill country.
It's the most remote too. You want to have a good look at the vegetation?
Underground shelters are used in the sand dune country west of Tibooburra, which is renowned for its high temperatures. The soil cover assists in the insulation of the building against temperature extremes.
Anyway, as strip 7 on Bindra is on the park, I'd best come out and have another look at the strip, mate. So I'll fly out there Sunday morning.
Yeah, okay then. We'll see you on Sunday morning.
Okay, mate. See
All
you
right.
then.
4 of the microwave towers beam their signals across the Sturt National Park. With its accent on the wilderness nature of the area, this sanctuary of 350,000 hectares takes in most land north and west of Tibooburra to the Queensland and South Australian borders.
Throughout the area I've found relics of the Aboriginal occupation prior to the advent of white man. These to the average person may not be that noticeable, but out in the sand country one may find graves at times still covered with sticks, just in the way that the Aboriginal had buried their dead. And also in this type of country one is likely to find stone arrangements, sometimes quite plain, just stone circles, or else quite complex geometric patterns and lanes and mazes.
Telecom work very closely with the National Parks and Wildlife Service to ensure that the impact of the site's development on the environment is minimal. Great care was given to the siting and grading of the airstrips adjacent to each repeater. In the construction of these, the help was sought of the local people in all areas. Ted Reek was typical of those who worked on the project.
Howdy, John, howdy.
There you go today, Ted.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
You're doing a good job here, this airstrip.
Yeah, she's a bit dusty, but she'll come up all right, I think.
There's another one for the centre.
Oh, yeah, done about 40 of them now.
How'd you like a cold drink?
I think it'd be a good idea. It's a bit dry weather.
The radio system, in meeting the requirements of TPA, permits remote control of most valve stations so that valves may be closed or reopened as required. It relays telemetry information, that is pressure, temperature and flow rates from the valves. And from Moomba it carries data concerning gas flow quantity and quantity.
We're now sitting in the Pipeline Authority's control centre in the New South Wales country town of Young. This station is the nerve centre for the control and operation of the entire pipeline. Because the pipeline passes through inhospitable country, we have installed a computer-based information gathering system that enables us to monitor the progress of the gas every step of the way throughout the long distance from Moomba to Sydney. One of the most important functions of our information gathering system is to keep a track of the flows into and out of the pipeline. And in this way we can calculate the transmission costs and recover those costs from our customer, the Australian Gas Light Company.
A comprehensive two-way radio system enables vehicles within 50 kilometres of the pipeline to communicate with the control centres at Young and through there into the national network.
Pick up a load of consumable food to take it back to Bulla Park. Over.
Roger, Jack. I'll do it straight away. Young control clear.
Mobile 2 clear.
In addition to the information carried over the microwave system for the sole use of TPA, there is also relayed what we might call telecom information. This permits us to monitor the operation of each station from our main control centre, established in Young Telephone Exchange.
Good morning, Young Exchange.
Young Exchange.
Using computerised equipment, we're able to log everything that happens in the system, and as well as that, receive almost instantaneously a record of alarms or indications of equipment failure that may have occurred at any of the sites. This we call the status of the system, and it alerts the telecom operator to any malfunction which could affect the smooth operation of the pipeline.
Bring us back as soon as you've located anything?
Yes, sure do.
Okay, thank
At 19 of the more remote sites, electrical power to serve the needs of both Telecom and the Pipeline Authority is provided by Ormat generators. Natural gas drawn from the pipeline is used to heat a special liquid in a boiler. The resultant vapor, under pressure, drives a turbine coupled to an electric generator which delivers 24 volts and, after conversion, 240 volts, both of which are required to operate the varied equipment. Ten cylinders of LP gas form a reserve fuel source for emergency purposes. It's from the Telecom Control Centre that initial action is taken in the event of a communication breakdown anywhere along the route.
Receiver failure side 8. I'll let Dragon Hill know.
Barry Miller.
Let Rod know that he's got an early flight tomorrow, would you? To Site 8. 8 o'clock, and I'll book the flight for him. You better pick up
In the thinly populated area west of the Darling River, airstrips have been prepared at every repeater site.
How does this strip compare with the rest of them, Howie?
It's a bit rougher than most of the others, Rod. When they graded it, they had to shift a lot of the rocks off, and I'm pretty glad that we've got the big wheels on this machine to help us.
It was realised early in the planning that the use of aircraft to carry out service would reduce the number of people required and considerably reduce travelling time.
What's your problem here, Rod?
Seems to be a receiver failure for some reason, Howie. Could you hold that for us?
Yes, sure.
The equipment is fully duplicated so that there is no break in communications even while correcting a fault such as this.
Young, side 8. Yes, we've replaced the module here. All clear of alarms. You should be okay your end too. Okay, thank you, Con.
You want me to take anything to the airplane?
Oh, you could take the receiver back if you would, Howie.
Yes, surely. Will do.
The service is quickly completed. The technician will be back at base by nightfall, while the faulty piece of equipment will be on its way to a central repair depot in Sydney. It now seems a far cry from the day in 1976 when the first gas, flowing from Moomba towards Sydney, forced the test water from the pipeline. That signaled the beginning of real work for the already completed microwave radio system, as ORMAT generators switched to natural gas and data pulsed between the towers standing like sentinels over the pipeline.
G'day, Howie.
G'day, John.
How are you today?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. What's news with you?
Oh, not very much.
Ah.
Come to change a few gas bottles, too, down the hole.
Ken's down the hole?
Okay, Telecom Young, I've replaced the unit. Do you get that alarm okay? That unit appears to be working now. I've replaced the silica gel. The receive signal strength's okay. The mixer current's correct. The inverters I've checked. The fuses are okay and the alarms work okay.
Another site functioning smoothly. Another link in the chain of radio repeaters operated by Telecom Australia to provide a vital but little known service to the Australian community.